Hello, coin aficionados, and welcome to PHILINDSING Coin Channel. And today we're going to talk about a number of coins from the year 2002, including the 1 Sentimo coin from the year 2002. And this is not it. This is a 1 Sentimo coin from the year 1975, and you can see it says Republica ng Pilipinas. Lapu-Lapu's on here. 1 Sentimo. Note there's no S on the end, just 1 Sentimo. And on the back, we see that it says the New Society, Rahang Bagong Lapunan, 1975. And then we have the BSP insignia in the middle of the coin, Banco Central ng Pilipinas. And this is the old 1949 version, not the newer 1983 seal. Now, this coin came out 45 years ago. And we can get these coins in the United States, and they're usually they actually cost a little bit. It might cost you a buck, a $1 US or so to get this coin. Now we have to remember that 1 Sentimo in the US, if you converted the currency conversion to the dollar, 1 Sentimo, you'd need 5,000 centimos for $1. And that's the problem that we have, and that is that people just don't bring the 1 Sentimo coins to the United States because it costs too much to transport them. They are rarely seen in the United States, the 1 Sentimo. You almost never see them for sale. And if you look on eBay, you'll be able to see them here and there as part of a larger collection. Well, I'd like to get a 1 Sentimo, but the problem is that the 1 Sentimos, you have to buy the whole collection for that year, which probably costs you $5 to $7, including shipping, when all I want is a 1 Sentimo. So that doesn't mean, though, that they're valuable, because they're not. If you brought 5,000 or 10,000 1 Sentimos to the United States, you couldn't sell them for enough money to cover the cost of bringing them over. This is a 2-gram, 15.5 millimeter in diameter and 1.5 millimeter in thickness coin. So if you had 5,000 of them, you'd be talking about 10,000 grams. It would just, and that would be a dollar's worth in the United States if you in the currency converter. And so it just doesn't make any sense to bring a couple pounds worth of them over here, because it would cost you more to bring a couple pounds over than they were worth. So what do we have then from the Philippines? Well, we start usually with the 5 Sentimo. And you notice this one here, this is a 2002. It doesn't have the S on it. It says 5 Sentimo. Republic ng Pilipinas. We see over here the insignia of the bank, or the mint mark, BSP. And then here we see it says Sentimo 2002. It has a hole in the center of it, and that makes it a really interesting coin. And on the back we see it's a 1993 Banco Central ng Pilipinas. And they don't have, because they have the hole in it, they don't have the seal of the central bank. What does the 1 Sentimo from 2002 look like? Well, it looks almost exactly like this, except it just has a 1 in the middle. So it'll say Republic ng Pilipinas around the top, 1 in the center. It'll say Sentimo here, no S still, and 2002. So if you just make believe this is it, it looks a lot like this, except the 1 is in the center rather than at the side. So that's what the 1 Sentimo looks like. And this coin is actually the same type of coin. It's a copper-plated steel coin. If we turn this over, this is a 10 Sentimos, and it says Banco Central ng Pilipinas. Of course, this is the central bank's 1993 seal, but the year is 2002. Next, we have the 25 Sentimo coin from 2002, Republic ng Pilipinas. 25 in the center, Sentimo here. Again, we have the mint mark from the BSP here. And if we flip it over, we see again that it says Banco Central ng Pilipinas 1993 with the seal. We tip this up. All of these coins so far have had a smooth edge, but we're getting into the more higher value coins. Oh, people say, well, what about the 50? Where is your 50 centimo coin? And it turns out that they don't make them anymore. So here's a 50 centimo from a long time ago. 50 centimo, and this is the monkey eating eagle, this beautiful eagle coming through from right to left. We see it has a smooth edge, and we see this one's 1984. We don't have a current 50 centimo coin from the Philippines. We do have a 1 peso coin, however, and this, of course, is Jose Rizal facing to the right, Republic ng Pilipinas 2002, and then we can just barely see it because it got all chewed up, but there's the BSP insignia here. If we tip this coin up on its edge, we see this has a reeded rim, and that often comes with the more high value coins. And on the back, of course, the same old, Banco Central ng Pilipinas 1993 seal. Now, the good thing about 2002 when we look at it is they started having the higher value coins. Let's start with this one, the 5 peso. Oops, that's a 2012. How'd that jump in there? Let's start with this one, the 10 peso, and let's see if we can find a 5 peso. The 5 peso coin, well, let's look at this one since we got it. 5 peso, Emilio Aguinaldo. Down here we see the BSP, we see the shoulder signature, Republic ng Pilipinas. This is 2012, but the 2002 looked just like this, and it says 1993. And then finally we have the 10 peso coin. And the 10 peso coin has two different people on it. It has a Apolinario Mabini and Andres Bonifacio. And both of them are on the 2002 10 peso coin from the Philippines. If we look right here behind Mr. Bonifacio, we see the BSP insignia. If we flip it on its, well, this one's a bimetallic one, as you can tell. If we flip it on its edge, we see that there is a reeded rim. And if we go here, we see that it again says Banco Central ng Pilipinas. So that's all we have today from our Philippine coin collection. For some reason, we don't have the 5 peso, but here's the 2002 10. Here's a 2012 5 peso. We don't have a 50 centimo for that year, so we threw in the 1984. We do have a 1 peso from that year, and there he is, Jose Rizal. We have the 25 centimo from 2002, the 10 centimo from 2002, the 5 centimo from 2002, and we do not have a 1 centimo from 2002 because there just aren't many in the United States. That's all we have today from the Philippine coins on the PHILINDSING coin channel.